Oh, I did want to say, Dustin, are you watching Last One Laughing? Have you heard of this?
I've never even heard of it, no.
So it's a format. It's a comedy format. So it's a game show sort of where you get, and I don't know where it originated. They just launched on Amazon Prime, like the UK version, which is like the 10th one or something. Like the format has been all around, but it's basically you take 10 comedians, put them in a room for like 6 hours. And the whole thing is they have to try and make each other laugh, but they are not allowed to laugh. So it's like, and there are different games
fun.
and things like that. And so you have comedians just trying to like fuck each other up. But if they laugh, it's like they get a yellow card and a red card. If they get the red card, they're out. So the UK one is obviously hosted by like Jimmy Carr. And it's like the usual lineup of like a British panel show, but it's got Richard Ayoade in it.
Oh.
And so the whole thing is like the first episode is everyone going like he's the one to beat because his whole gimmick is being like angry and straight faced.
Yeah.
He's very dry, and he doesn't laugh, but he's so like combative about everything that like everyone else. You literally like the first episode, people were just he would try to talk to people and they would just walk away from him because it's like they're trying not to laugh. It's called Last One Laughing, LOL.
I want to watch this.
Apparently I saw the Irish version is hosted by Graham Norton. But there's like, and the Mexico version is Eugenio Derbez.
Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah. So it's like, it's been formatted all around, but we just started watching the UK one because I was like, I'll watch it if it's Richard Ayoade's in it. And it's been like the other comedians are great.
The original is apparently from Japan.
It's Japan. Oh, wow.
Correct,
okay.
A lot of different versions, like many different countries.
So many different versions. I'd never why am I just now hearing about this if this is this like huge? And I think the New York Times just wrote an article about how this is like, the new TV format. So like everyone's, it's the new. Well, I mean, it's the new Traitors or Survivor. It's the new like show that every territory gets a version of.
And it'll never work in America because.
No, I think it would, but it's just who are you going to put on it?
Well, Taskmaster doesn't work in America. Which is insane because it's like the best show.
I think you could do it with the right cast. I think that's the tough part.
Yeah. And the cast, at least on the UK one, is surprised. Like I wasn't familiar with all of them, but they're. And the funniest part is just watching them because they all have to like when they're. You can tell when they're close to laughing because they all start going.
Let's see. Jimmy,
the problem is that the American one would be hosted by Jimmy Fallon, and he would break immediately.
Well, no. So the host,
I know. I'm kidding.
But it would be funny.
He'd be a competitor and be out in 5 seconds.
Yeah. No, I could see Jimmy Fallon hosting it, and because the whole thing is they're in a control room, so he could just like laugh and like blah, 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 and it would be fine. And then as the comedians, when they get red cards, they also get sent to the control room. So they join the couch where they all watch the monitors and laugh because they're now allowed to laugh at what's happening.
There was
most of these people. Oh, sorry. Most of these people are Taskmaster people.
Right.
Yeah. So I would love it.
You would love it. Yeah. I was we probably should have talked about it on the podcast. I was like, I realized, but I was like, I didn't want to like bring it up if no one had watched it.
Of the podcast.
Are we recording?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
I didn't have a cold open, but this is now just a show.
Well, you're welcome, Dan.
Yeah, thank you.
Look. So, contrary to what the commenters think, I do watch television. Just because I haven't seen Mad Men doesn't mean I don't watch stuff. I'm pretty sure I made it clear that those were my shameful omissions. Okay, I get it.
Did you get shit for your omissions?
Apparently, Dan said all the
post
commenters.
Last week was basically we got more comments than average. One person said they didn't like my Canada joke, which I understand, and I'm not going to apologize for it, but I will say I understand why that joke was not funny to you.
Yes.
And it's not funny to us either. That's the thing.
No, yeah, that's the thing, where it's a painful.
Yeah. But the rest of the
We
comments,
love Canada.
We do love Canada.
Yeah.
The rest of the comments were basically a version of Tori, what the fuck?
I mean, seriously. I mean,
well,
yes.
no, but okay. But I think I made it clear. The premise is that these were things that we were supposed to be like. Why? I have the most. I get it. I am ashamed. I have the most shameful omissions. But that means I'm perfectly suited for this. I'm sorry that you guys can't come to the table with equally impressive, things to be embarrassed about.
I think we've all got stuff to be embarrassed.
We should also note that Tori used to be a publicist for like a television network.
I've watched tons of shows.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
I'm just saying the fact that she did that and still has not seen Mad Men or Breaking Bad.
I wasn't a publicist for AMC.
Yeah.
I was a publicist for BBC
Very
before
different.
they were owned by AMC.
Very different, Dustin.
Yeah, no, and I had other things to do. Like I would like to counter. Like, look, I may not have seen the prestigious shows, but I've seen other shows. Like, have the commenters watched Cleopatra 2525?
You probably had to watch Ripper Street, right? You've seen Ripper Street?
Oh, yeah.
I watched a little of Ripper Street. That was not a particularly great show.
Did anyone watch Copper? That was
I
watched an episode
maybe
of Copper.
maybe 5 episodes, and then I got really bored.
Yeah, you got really bored, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, look, we all have things.
Copper.
That show.
About that show. Yeah.
I'm still amazed that Tom Weston Jones, like his career, because he like went from that to Warrior, where he's essentially playing the Copper character transplanted to San Francisco, same time period, same like kind of Irish American beat cop, whatever. But then because the show is not centering the like white Irish American point of view, it's just like really funny seeing him like you've been typecast as this old timey cop but even in shows where you're not the lead, it's like it doesn't matter.
I really feel like BBC America had like a really good shot of like being a big deal if they just launched with like not Copper and Ripper Street.
Well, Ripper Street, I think was because that was I don't even remember if it was co-production. That was UK, but they brought it over. But a lot of their shows were just they acquired them. That was their whole thing.
But was Copper the first original?
I think so. And then Orphan Black, but Orphan Black took off.
Oh, right.
Was the difference. But Copper, it was like, it was what? Was it Tom Fontana and Barry Levinson? It was like, we were like, given the creators, it was like, we're just going to throw all of our eggs in that basket and hope it takes off. And it,
did not.
wasn't great. But,
what else was going on then? Do you remember any of the other shows? Because I feel like I watched several, maybe. I don't.
A lot. Well, at the time, so when I was there, so it was like Luther, obviously, was a big one.
Oh yeah.
Sherlock was a big one.
You did have some big shows.
No, we didn't have. No, sorry, Sherlock was Sherlock went to PBS. Sorry, that's my bad. I get a little confused because I was working on the consumer product side, so it was like I helped out with the channel, but also like I was doing the DVDs. So it's like I worked on Sherlock. It technically wasn't BBC America. What else did we take? We had
Dirk Gently.
Oh, that was right before I left. No, that was right after I left.
Okay.
Yeah, that was not. I think, that one lasted a few seasons.
It went 2 seasons.
Yeah.
It was. I really wanted it to be good because I love the books.
Right.
It had. I will say I didn't know this at the time, but it had. What's her name from the Pitt?
The nurse?
No, her dad is Chucky. Dorff.
Oh.
Fiona Dorff.
Oh,
she was like the crazy psycho killer in that.
That's crazy because I'd never seen her in anything else before.
Yeah. I didn't know I had seen her in that until I looked her up for the Pitt.
Well, Dirk Gently was written by Max Landis.
Yep.
So that's
Whose
kind of all you have
career Tori killed.
I did nothing. No, I think
he killed his
alleged.
No. Yeah, he killed it. Yes.
Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah.
I specifically said I didn't have any dirt on him. in the article I wrote about how you can just not support him anyway because he sounds like a jerk. Anyway, the point is, I have had to, for work and for pleasure, watch a lot of television shows. Not all of them are good, and I'm sorry that I haven't had the time to watch the good things.
Yeah.
Currently, I am watching a lot of anime, which is great. And
a UK panel show.
Yes. So no, I'm not watching Breaking Bad.
I mean, it's there for you when you're ready.
It will always be there.
Wait,
I'm not worried.
Are you still not watching The Pitt? Because The Pitt is the next Breaking Bad.
Yeah. No.
I'm literally in my second view. I'm watching it for the first time through, and then now I'm watching it a second time from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. So how far in are you on the second watch, Dustin?
We just now finished episode 6.
Oh, okay.
Everyone is making it
it's just
sound
so
really
obvious. Good. So many things are so obvious when you rewatch it. You're like, oh, of course. Oh, yes.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch it. I don't know.
I cannot tell you how good. I mean, honest to God, it's just...
Honestly, the more you say it's good, the more I kind of don't want to watch it.
Don't.
Is there a way you can make it sound
TK.
like bad?
It there's a lot of blood.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm good with. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the first episode has like a foot degloving.
I saw that. I watched the first episode.
Okay.
That's why I didn't have to include the Pit on my shameful list.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Only seen the first episode.
Yes.
I feel like it really the first episode is good, but I really do feel like it takes off in the second.
Okay. All right.
When
maybe I'll
the overdose shows up.
Yeah.
It's it's just really well done.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I don't know if you want negatives. There are times where you can feel I feel like there are times you can feel the TV structure stronger than others.
Okay.
Like there are episodes where it's like there are moments where it's like, oh, this is the time for the important speech, or
right.
this is the time for the big message, and it's going to happen, and you can't get past it, and it's just someone has to speak for 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And but most of the time it's Noah Wiley, so it's fine.
Right. I do like him.
He's so good.
But the thing is, I'm really behind on Watson and Dr. Odyssey. So I'm kind of feeling like I'm a little filled up.
You have a lot of doctor shows.
I have a lot of doctor shows.
I just very nearly quit Dr. Odyssey this week, but they had the crossover, and then I almost quit 911 too, but they both had the crossover, and I had to watch them both.
Wait, was this the NATO whatever?
No, the B NATO was like months ago.
Wait, what's the thing that they're doing?
That was a season premiere. That was like in October.
What's the thing they're doing now? There was some like other.
No, it was the shark attack.
Oh,
yeah, they had the shark attack, but
that was
this
is
post shark attack.
Post shark.
This was where Athena from 911 got on a cruise ship
without Bobby.
Without Bobby, but she went to apprehend a suspect in a crime, and she got stuck in a broom closet, and the cruise took off.
Oh my God!
She didn't want to be on a cruise because she had already been on a cruise before, and it sunk.
That's a very Athena story.
Adventured?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Early in the maybe last year's 911 season premiere.
Oh, that was
it was an episode.
Yeah. It was actually a 911 episode. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So she's like, all these damn cruises. Like, exactly. But did Joshua Jackson make out with her?
No. No. He's still dealing with his whatever is going on with Philippa Sue.
With Philippa Sue. Well, yeah, who's pregnant. What's going to happen with that baby? Come on. Wait, is he still like kind of having the flirtationship with Adrian Palicki, or is she off?
No,
that was just a 2-episode arc.
Unfortunately, that was it. Although on 911, I will say that not Buck, but the other guy left. I don't know if he's coming back.
Eddie?
Yes, Eddie. I am assuming he'll come back at some point, but he did move. He may come back in the spinoff. Is the spinoff in Nashville? Is that right, Dan?
Yes, it is. 911 Nashville.
Although he moved to Texas, but
they just canceled Lone Star.
Yeah, that's weird.
How can he move to Texas?
If only he could get to Nashville from Texas.
Yes. But this week's episode of 911 was interesting because Bobby's mom was in it, his estranged mom. She's like a evangelical tent preacher type lady. And it was,
revival like style.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting.
Is
So
she why
I'm
he
back in.
drank?
Well, no, that was his dad because he was like a huge alcoholic.
Oh.
But his brother was in it too, and his brother ended up sort of like emulating the mom, and he emulated the dad. So
history repeating.
Yeah.
And if only Athena could have been there to help him, but she was stuck on a cruise with hot doctors.
No. She didn't go to the cruise until after, at the very end of the episode. She was around, and she actually loved the mom, even though she was clearly
deranged.
In the head.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about 911 and Dr. Odyssey, but I'm still watching it, so you got to hear about it.
God. So, but this is my point. Okay, look. Dustin has seen all of the good shows, but that's because he's seen all of the shows.
Right.
I am selective. My selections are questionable.
I mean, but you do have more diversity in your content, Tori. So
yeah.
Some might say that it's Dustin who's narrow-minded.
Well, yeah, no, because it's easy if you just watch everything.
Animated, yes.
Not just animated. Would you have known about chicken? Yeah,
Korean,
would you have known?
British.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have known, but I did watch them when you.
Two of them. You haven't watched all of them. I've been trying to get you to watch Hotel de Luna and Itaewon Class. Like, there's so many more shows you should be watching.
Wait, were those live action?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Look, I have Watson to catch up on myself. And this week, Moriarty shows up again, and I haven't seen it yet. He hadn't shown up since the premiere.
Well, I know. That's why I slowed down, because I kept realizing he wasn't. I was like, ugh.
No, it's really not a good show. But I will continue to watch it.
I will continue.
Just
for Randall Park. Yeah. Okay. Well, see,
and in
so
the off chance,
we can
what's
bond
his face
on
comes
that.
back. Yes. Okay. All right. We're there. I'm still also watching LA Suits, Suits LA, which is god fucking awful. Just the fucking worst show.
So why don't you just call it Suits Heels?
Oh yeah, Suits
Heels. No, Heels was good.
But it's Suits Heels.
Suits Love.
I mean, if you started recapping it, calling it Suits Heels, you might get people to watch Heels.
That's true. I'd like to see that show come back. I don't want to watch any more Suits LA ever again. God.
And
yet you're gonna. You will.
They keep bringing in interesting guest stars somehow because they're like a talent firm.
It's like Entourage if Ari's the lead.
Right. So they bring in these B or C stars like Kevin from The Office.
Oh, that's not even.
I know, but he had an interaction with Patton Oswalt, and I'm like, Patton, what are you doing on this show?
Are they playing themselves?
Yes.
Oh, all right. So it really is.
I just saw a clip. I forgot that Patton Oswalt had like an actual character on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah, that was in season.
That was so long ago, but also.
Right. I think
it was, but yeah, I think it was after you stopped. He was like an agent. Like, I forgot. I was like, oh, he was really cute.
But I quit when they brought in the shapeshifter people.
Which one? I don't know.
They were the mutant type people.
Not allowed to be mutants, Dustin. Not yet.
Yeah, they couldn't. They weren't.
Okay, they were something. They shapeshifted.
They weren't Skrulls.
No, I guess they weren't. But now I assume all of those cast members are on CBS procedurals.
What? Well, no, because Chloe Bennett was just on.
I love.
Was on Chinatown.
Yeah, Interior Chinatown.
Interior Chinatown.
Oh, that's right.
And the guy who played Ward, Brett Dalton. What is he doing?
Where did he go?
Let's see.
He looks like a CBS procedural face.
I think he does. He shows up in the weirdest places. He also does like a lot of video game voices, which I think is very cool.
All right, so Clark Gregg is in 0 Day.
Yeah.
That's his most recent thing. Ming Na Wen is in.
She does whatever she wants,
She
and we don't
does.
get to question.
I guess her most recent live action is. There's a lot of. I mean, she has a ton of voice stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess it was Star Wars stuff, maybe.
Oh yeah, because she was in Mandalorian.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett. Oh, she
And
was in
Book of
Hacks, too. I
Boba.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Brett Dalton, Found. He's a lead on Found, Dustin.
I don't know what Found is.
Found
is that a CBS procedural?
No, it's an NBC procedudural.
Seems like maybe you should be pretty ashamed to not know about that TV show, Dustin.
Really?
I
am not.
Let's redo the bracket.
Ian D. Kesticker?
Ian D. Kesticker, whatever.
Yeah. He is in, or he was last in The Winter King as Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most recent thing. He's got some stuff coming up. Chloe Bennett, obviously Interior Chinatown. And then Elizabeth.
She used to date, I want to say, Logan Paul. Am I right?
Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, weird.
Oh.
Elizabeth Henstridge was in Mystery Island.
I don't know
TV
what that
movie.
is.
There are two of them. She's also in Superman and Lois, playing a Luthor. Suspicion. What's Suspicion? Oh, Apple TV Plus.
I think I watched that one.
Henry Simmons is in Emperor of Ocean Park. I don't know. Look, they're all working, Dustin, so I don't know what
everyone's fine. Yeah,
I'm glad they're working.
You don't sound
very happy for them.
You don't sound happy.
Because you just called him out on not having seen an NBC procedural.
I also
did
realize that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ended in 2020. Because it feels like it
Which
ended a long time ago.
Yeah, there were a couple
then also
seasons that
2020 is a long time ago.
Because now it's 5 years ago.
Yeah, but that neither of those things can be right. Like it should have ended in like, it feels like it ended in like 2017.
Yes.
And also 2020 was like 3 years ago.
But also the last two seasons of it kind of were memory hold because like I feel like they aired at weird times and no one was expecting them and they were like awkward seasons. They just kind of kept like at one point they're like in space. It's like what?
When I just looked up Chloe Bennett and Logan Paul dating, I was like, that happened a couple of years ago. It was not. It was 2017.
Look, a lot of things happened in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Name one thing that happened in 2017 successfully.
I started working for you.
Okay, well, that's crazy. That's fucking insane.
Me too. Is that right?
Ah.
I think that's right.
Wow, we've almost... It's coming up on 10 years. It'll be 10 years. It's 8 years.
I mean, this podcast is over. We are in year 6 of this podcast.
There's a game Molly and I play where occasionally we'll remember a song and try to pick the date, try to predict when that song came out. Right. And there was one in particular that's very good. You remember Home? Coming home. Home.
Yeah.
Home is where. Do you remember what year that came out? Just guess.
2014? Or alternately 2021.
20.
Somewhere in that range.
2015. Let me see. Let me.
No reason. I mean, it's the year after I picked. So you're going to be closer.
Range.
Wow.
That's actually when I think the song came.
Okay.
I had to look it up because I didn't remember. It is. What did you say, Dan?
2015.
I said 2014 and or 2021.
It was 2010.
Oh. Well, Tori's
it was
closer.
So.
And still, when I hear
much older than I was expecting. What?
I know. And still, when I hear it, I'm like, that's a new song. It's like not like a new song, but like, yeah. Tori's on mute, just coughing up a storm.
This week's podcast, by the way, is sponsored by the Garden State 20th anniversary concert happening this Saturday at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles. If you are in Los Angeles or, like Dustin, are a super fan who's going to fly in for the show, that's right, 20 years. We've had 20 years enjoying Garden State. and loving it. And what better way to celebrate it than, I mean, it's a concert for charity, Dustin. So you can't make jokes now because it's
love
for a good
Garden
cause.
Stage.
It's for a good
I
cause.
love it.
Dustin. Yeah, so do I.
This
I'll come
is
back
all an
around.
attack. We need to not talk about time. Let's talk about TV.
All right, before we talk about TV, we should probably start the show.
Okay, fine. But wait, one more song. You remember Pumped Up Kicks, Foster the People? That's another one that's good. Oh, fuck. I don't think I can sing that one.
You have to sing, Dustin.
Say something while I refresh my memory.
No, we're going to sit in awkward silence.
Wait, here goes. All of the kids with the pumped up kicks better run, baby, run. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
Do you remember that song? Okay, you remember that song? No. What year was that? All of the kids better run, baby, run.
2008.
I'm gonna say 2004.
Oh, it was 2010 again. Yeah.
Tori again, closer.
Tori again. Yeah. 2004.
So
See?
what I'm getting, no, I think
I
what we're getting is
music.
that every song we don't know came out in 2010.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
That was the year for music that none of us can actually identify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Timeless
you can start
classics.
the show now.
Wait, hang on. Now I have to see
have to
what
play
other
the
songs
game?
came out. Okay, here's the Billboard 100 top songs.
That's not fun. You gotta go with like weird alternative songs.
No,
not weird,
fine.
but like
it's this is great. All right, so here's some hits from back in the day. Bad Romance, 2010.
Oh, that's wild.
TikTok by Kesha, 2010. That was number one. California Girls, Katy Perry featuring Snoop Dogg.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Love the Way You Lie, Eminem and Rihanna.
Don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
No, I listen to songs like Coming
All
Home.
right, here, I'll
and
give you
Pump
one
Up
that
Kicks.
you know, Dustin. Teenage Dream. Also Katy
Okay.
Perry. There you go.
Yeah.
Just the Way You Are, Bruno Mars. That's a Dustin song.
That is not a Dustin song. Why would you say that's a Dustin
Billionaire,
song? That is...
Travie McCoy featuring Bruno Mars. Definitely a Dustin song.
No.
I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. That's a Dustin song.
That was
Riding
2010?
Solo by Jason Derulo. Yes. These are all 2010, Dustin. Yeah.
All the little kids. No,
Anyway,
I like things that are on alternative charts.
Oh, you want the alternative chart?
No. We need to move on with the show. These poor people.
Hang on. Now I need to see what's on the alternative chart.
All
Sorry,
right.
Dustin.
Oh my God.
All right, none of this is that interesting.
No.
The Catalyst by Linkin Park, Dustin. It's up there.
No.
Waiting for the
Nope.
End by Linkin Park. Also,
Nope. None
Burn
of
It
these
Down,
songs.
also by Linkin Park.
None of these songs mean anything.
Oh, here's a Dustin one. Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. Oh, wait, no, that's 23.
Come on.
Anyway, welcome to Pajiba, the Pajiba television podcast. We are 22 minutes. Well, maybe not 22. We're like 20 minutes into the show. I'm Pajiba comedy editor Dan Hamamura. With me, as always, are Pajiba managing editor Tori Preston.
Hello.
Hello, Tori. And when he's not listening to Katy Perry or Bruno Mars, he is known as the Spoon Man, Dustin Rolls.
Oh, yeah, I went with Spoon Man. I almost went with Popeye the Sailor Man because I got that song stuck in my head. Popeye the Sailor Man, living in a garbage can. But now I don't remember the rest. That's the dog.
Is that Penny? Oh.
Yeah. I got to let her out. Talk about your drinks.
Oh my gosh.
At least he's not going to the bathroom.
Well, we don't know.
That's true. Tori, what are you drinking?
I'm having my vodka lemonade, strawberry honeyberry canned the dogfish head cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's partly why I'm coughing because it's like very kind of sweet but tart.
Okay.
And clearly, I should have had another hot toddy.
You should have.
I should have.
Yeah.
How about you?
I am on the last of the Irish whiskey, which I'm forgetting how to Tullamore Dew. That's what it's called. Anyway, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a cheap whiskey that it's the last bits of it. So I am excited to see what shows up in the Magic Liquor cabinet next because I have not put anything in there myself in a while.
Wow.
But to be fair, I'm not the one. The bottles are also going fat. Like I'm not the only one drinking. You know.
Right.
So it's it appears and then it goes away.
Huh. So there's some kind of like drunk fairy situation going on.
Yeah, there's a. I don't think it's any of the animals. I've ruled them out. The suspects.
You smell their breathalyzers,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're not.
They're also too lucid to be, drunk on, at least on alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Dustin's not here, but we can say what Dustin's drinking. Dustin's drinking. Who cares? It doesn't matter what Dustin drinks. He should be drinking his French toast beer, but I didn't see it. So
I didn't either. No,
I
he's
wanna
having
know
his grapefruit, whatever.
Yeah, he's having his grapefruit nonsense when he should be having a French toast beer. I hope he is saving it for when we get to the FFQCC.
He just brought it in front of the camera.
Because he should be drinking. It's episode 250, and Dustin should be drinking his French toast beer.
Fuck.
Yeah, we did kind of bury the lead. It's our 250th.
Yeah, happy.
Which is when
we buried the lead under Pump Up Kicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
How does that song go again, Dustin?
All the little kids, baby, run, baby. So when I let the dog back in, I'll go get the French toast beer. But right now I'm drinking, instead of vodka, grapefruit and seltzer. I decided to do seltzer, grapefruit juice, and white wine. And it's really good.
You made a little spritzer.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Oh.
It's really going to help when I have to drink the fucking French toast beer.
I mean, it might not. It might make everything kind of, I don't know how
French
that
toast beer might ruin this.
This might ruin the French toast beer.
I might get violently ill from this. That beer is, how many years old is that beer?
Oh.
Since 2019, I believe.
But it's been in your fridge the whole time.
Yeah.
Sure. 2 different fridges.
Yeah, but it stayed cold. That's fine.
I hope that it has stayed cold. Yes.
Look, if you try it and there are chunks, you don't have to finish it.
Yeah.
But unless there's some sort of congealed action going on, promise is a promise.
Or like a second level of fermentation that doesn't seem right.
Or an actual French toast.
Tori's so excited she's coughing.
I'm just coughing. I'm so sorry, guys.
No.
Tori's sick. Dustin will be sick, and
yeah,
Dan's
gonna have to carry the rest of the show.
It's very warm in LA, so
is it?
Yeah,
it snowed here. Did it snow in Vermont? Yes, it snowed in Vermont.
Yeah, it snowed in Vermont. It's what this morning. Like we had the warm weather and then everything, which was just enough to start mud season. Mm-hmm. So my road is all like ruts and humps and but then it all got cold again, so it hardened. So your car is just it's really hard. Which is also part of mud season, where it's like it starts and stops. It's all in fits. Mm-hmm. So. Dustin, I'm assuming, is getting his French toast beer.
Yeah. I just realized that a cat I haven't seen in a while may have made his way downstairs and caused chaos. So.
Need to go check the cat?
No, there are others dealing with it, I think it's okay.
Did you just turn around and the door's open?
No, I can't see the door, but I heard cat confrontation in the distance.
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't know if I should go look. Should I go look?
Yes.
All right, I'll be right back.
You're muted.
I was just saying, they're all taking breaks. I'll let Tori take over with a cough. Poor Tori. I'm just going to carry the show right now. All the little kids, baby, pump, baby, run. I'm fine. Da, 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 da. Tori's coughing.
I'm back.
Dan
I'm back.
Yeah, Dan's taking
Have
care
you
of the cat.
opened the beer?
I haven't opened the beer. I will wait till Dan comes back. Oh, God. I wonder if there's an expiration date on this.
I mean, yeah, there's...
I think that there's an expiration on it. But I don't think it's accurate. It says, the expiration, it says, well, it looks like it's December 1991, but that's not accurate.
That's a best buy date. That's not an expiration.
It's...
Wait, did he open it?
Not yet. He's waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
It was brewed and canned in Dorchester Brewing Company in Boston, Massachusetts.
Ooh.
It is 8.5% alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh.
Probably a bit more now.
Yeah.
It's actually not just French toast beer. It's winter spiced French toast beer. I want everyone to see this.
Everyone
winter
is
spiced. Yeah.
It's also, it's like, it's not even that the can looks classy. It's a piece of French toast hugging like a skis.
Mm-hmm.
It's cartoon toast.
Cartoon toast holding a fork.
Oh, it's a fork. I thought it was skis.
Yeah.
I thought it was like winter.
No. It's a fork, which is
That's better.
Totally appropriate for a French toast. You know, you want a beer with a fork on the fucking can.
Yeah, so I rescind. If it's solid, you still have to drink it. You just need a fork.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's doing it.
No. Oh,
what do you
it's
mean,
so... It's so bad.
But is it bad like it's skunked, or is it...
No, it's bad as in the taste. The French toast. You don't want a beer that tastes like French toast.
What I'm hearing is
okay.
that it's it is...
Oh my
it is
God.
the same beer. It's just as good as it was back then.
It's like this... It's just like a chemical syrup taste. It's like somebody poured Aunt Jemima into a shitty beer.
It's like the ramen that Dan sent us.
Oh,
Dustin is gagging. Wow.
So bad.
Oh, man. We haven't even gotten to Survivor yet. I am so happy. This episode is great.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We should probably get to Survivor.
We should probably, yeah.
Let's fix it right to Survivor.
All right.
Wait. Neither one of you watch White Lotus?
No.
Okay,
Why?
We're gonna get to Survivor.
Why should I be ashamed of that?
No, actually the opposite. I will just say that this week, Patrick Schwarzenegger is brothers with another character, and they had a threesome with a woman in which one brother gave the other brother a hand job and it was so messed up. So
it's just a hand job.
Between brothers.
It's just a hand job.
All right, Tori.
Like, call me when it's a blowjob.
That's all I'm going to say about White Lotus this week. And now we can move on to Survivor.
That reminds me of one of my favorite.
How does that remind you of anything?
Well, so you remember the short-lived but too beautiful for the world. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Andrew Savage.
With Tom Everett Scott.
Yeah, with Tom Everett Scott, who was not.
Oh, you remember he's in that.
Who was not in Dead Poets.
Who's not in
correct.
But there was a joke in season 2 where they're at the party with like all their comedy improv friends, and I forget who. I think it's Paul Scheer and one of the other people, but they're doing a bit, and like they're doing a bit where it's basically like, I'm give him a blowjob. Like, okay. And then it's like keeps moving, and then they hard cut to
Escalating.
them at home after, and they're just like, I can't believe they which is like the kind of like disgusting commitment to jokes that goes too far that you sometimes get when you have a room full of comedians who are also drinking heavily.
Which sadly is, so we're not probably going to get that on Last One Laughing.
Probably not.
I wish that would make it really interesting, though.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean, it's on Amazon Prime, so it could.
Yeah, they could.
Paul Scheer could host the American version.
Oh, he would be great.
Yeah.
Or Chris
right?
Gethard.
Oh, I like him a lot too. Yeah. But Paul Scheer would bring on Mantzoukas, obviously.
Well, yeah, duh. Well, so would Gethard.
Oh, okay. All right.
How do you say his last name? Is it Gethard?
I don't know.
I think it's Gethard.
That sounds right.
Gethard?
I know what you're talking
Gethard.
about.
Yeah.
Because
Scheer and Mantzoukas were on the famous episode with Paul Giamatti in a dumpster.
I don't know that episode.
You don't?
Was that on the Chris Gethard show or on
Gethard show?
How did this get made?
No, it was on the Chris Gethard show. It was what outlet did that? There was a whole like article about how this is like just one of the best episodes of television ever made.
Oh, it's television. It wasn't even the podcast. I listened to
the other TV show.
Podcast.
This was back in the day. Yeah. He did this TV show, and the whole he wheels out a dumpster, and just people can call in, and the audience, everyone has to guess what's in the dumpster, but he brings out Paul Scheer and Jason Mantzoukas to like they also don't know what's in the dumpster, and the whole making of the episode is that like they had no way of knowing. Like they get Paul Giamatti to agree to be in the dumpster, but like there's no guarantee that anyone's gonna guess Paul Giamatti. So like Chris Gethard is like I'm trying not to give it away, but also really worried that no one's gonna get it, and Paul Giamatti is just gonna be like suffering in a dumpster for an hour. Like it's hysterical. So he finally like teases it to Scheer, and Scheer's like holy, like the reactions because they're all like nobody was expecting Paul Giamatti, and so then they're trying to tease it, and then Mantzoukas finds out. Mantzoukas is like over the top, and like and they get to the end of the episode. They get really close to no one guessing it. It like. And then when they finally guess it, Paul Giamatti just jumps out and is like, "I've got like he's just been hanging out in a dumpster for like 45 minutes."
Okay,
it's like the dumbest premise, but it's so good.
But yes, and Paul Giamatti is like the fucking best.
Oh my god, it was so good.
The opposite of this fucking beer. Do I have to drink it all?
Watch television. I don't think we're focusing on the fact that I watch television.
You do watch television.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you. I bring things to the table.
Oh. It's like really hard
Dustin,
to drink.
Did you bring the that beer to Dustin's house?
I didn't know.
Okay.
Jody did.
Jody did, yeah.
Oh.
Did she pick it up like on the way?
No. We all went out for beers, I think, to like pick up beers at the liquor store, and she was like, "Oh, I'm going to get this," and 5 of them, of the 6-pack, were sampled at least. I don't think anybody could have possibly finished one.
No, I don't think they were a big hit.
No, it's one of the most revolting things I've ever tasted in my life.
I mean, you also gave us canned bread.
Canned bread. Delicious canned bread. Yeah, Dan liked it.
It's fine. Bread in a can. What's not to like?
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's bread.
Exactly.
Yeah. You just put some butter on it. It's good.
Sorry, we got sidetracked. Survivor.
Survivor.
Oh, what a good episode. What a great episode.
It's,
great
well, it was a great
tribal. Another good
great
tribal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly scripted.
No,
I don't think so. But like the way that it's amazing, like 48 seasons in, that they can still come up with fun things that are only like fun because there are so many fucking advantages in the game, but still.
But even at that, like they only needed so Camilla didn't even have to use her extra vote.
Mm-hmm.
It all relied on like Kyle had the idol, and so they do the tribe swap, which means that the Vula tribe was the one that was losing, right?
Yeah.
So they get divided up. So everyone reswaps it to new teams, 3 teams of 5. So the new Vula tribe is Camilla and Kyle from whatever the other tribe,
From
and
Siva.
then from Siva, and then it's Joe, Shaheen, and Thomas
Mhm.
from like the California Girls Alliance, whatever
yeah.
they like
Right.
those three guys.
Yeah, but they had like a full alliance that showed up with the majority.
with
And
majority, yeah. So,
noteworthy, no one from the Vulu tribe, and they're
Mhm.
all on the Vulu tribe now.
right, exactly. So Vula tribe proceeds to lose, but not with any of the original Vula players on
Right.
it, which is kind of so the
No,
Vula
Vula's cursed somehow.
Vula's
Right.
cursed. So it's the tribe, not the players.
Yeah.
I was just happy that those players finally got to not go to tribal.
Yeah.
I was just like happy for them.
Yeah.
Although poor Say and Cedric ended up on the same team, just as Say and Barry were starting to get along. I really wanted to see where
Yeah.
that was going.
Yeah.
But yeah, now Say is stuck with Cedric again.
I think Say and Mary are going to end up
making
coming
it
back to merge with like armies behind them, and then they're going to go to war.
Are they going to go to
war?
war? Or do you think they'll have a secret alliance?
I don't know. I just like the idea that this season is secretly about Say versus Mary.
That'd be
The
great.
whole time.
I was just so happy that Mary ended up with Eva, and then Eva was like, I don't care about her. I want to hang out with stunt
I
guy.
only like guys. Yeah.
Right.
Stunt. Yeah. I don't know.
Wait, so why did you like that for Mary?
Because I thought Mary would like take care of
along
her.
with her?
Yeah.
No, Mary takes care of no one. Mary won't even look for her wallet.
I really think that French house beer made me drunk in like 3 drinks, and I'm not going to drink anymore because I think maybe it's been triple fermented.
I mean, we're disappointed, but I
I
understand.
I drink a lot of it, but I think that if I drink any more of it, I'm going to be sick.
That's fair.
And unable to finish the podcast.
You're also
And we
not
haven't even
as
gotten
young
to
as
the-
you were when that
Yeah.
beer was acquired. So.
Yeah. Or when this podcast began.
Yeah.
And we still have the fiscal first quarter categorization challenge
true.
to get to. So
That's
we
true.
need to keep it together, guys.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened on the tribal council, Tori.
Okay, so we get to tribal. So you have this new Vula tribe. You've got a majority who are in a tight alliance, Joe, Shaheen, and Thomas. And then you have Camilla and Kyle, who have been on the same tribe together. And they had an alliance. I don't even know if it was an official alliance or they were just like really good friends.
Mhm.
Like they just really kind of like bonded. And so they get to this new tribe and they realize like, okay, we're the minority. Easy to pick us off. So they very smartly from the beginning play it off like they were not close in their original tribe. Like they know each other, they're introducing, but they kind of pretend like, oh, that's news to me. I didn't know that about you. Like they kind of start playing it off very quickly, like very good acting that they were not very close.
Yeah.
And so when they lose and they have to go to tribal, California Girls Alliance, the 3 guys are so cocky about everything. And they're like, we just need to decide which one of them. Do we want Camilla, who's good at puzzles, or do we want Kyle, who's more physical? But we're all physical, so like maybe we need another puzzler. So they're like essentially doing interviews with these 2 to try and like suss them out. And like Camilla and Kyle are just basically like, okay, we're going to play along because all we need to know is who they eventually land on to vote out.
Right.
Because that's the person we'll make sure goes to tribal with the idol.
Right.
And so and Camilla in particular is very like, they are just like, yeah, I really respect Kyle, but like, obviously I'm in it to win. So like, I'm willing to vote for him, like they play it off like no hard feelings, but like, I will throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
And they do it all through tribal too.
Yeah, even at tribal, there were lines where they're still selling it, which is great.
They're still selling it. They were
But there was the one moment
good.
where Thomas looks through Kyle's bag.
Mhm.
Yeah, in front of Camilla. And you could just see her like waiting.
But that's also the moment where you're like, please fucking vote off Thomas. Even though he really was the most entertaining character of the season.
He was very entertaining, but he was also, and even his own alliance members sometimes were like, oh, that's too much.
Yeah.
So he was the right move. It was the right move. So yeah, they get very confident. They decide to vote out Kyle. and Kyle plays his idol, and Camilla and Kyle vote out Thomas.
Mhm.
And so now they blindsided essentially all three of those guys. Now it is no longer a majority. You have two person alliances on the tribe, but Camilla still has her extra vote advantage.
Well, no, she played it.
No, she played it.
No, she didn't play it.
She did.
No, she didn't.
She did.
They didn't count it, but they didn't.
Yeah, they stopped counting it too because it was already a majority of votes.
Yeah,
she did play it. I thought she didn't play it.
No, she played it. She didn't have to, but I think
she didn't know that she didn't have to because she was still worried about a split vote.
Yeah,
so she played it just in case.
Yeah, because I think in the worst case scenario, then it's three. It's still 3-3, and they have a tie, and then they can like if they guessed wrong and she plays it. So like let's say that they had voted for Camilla. It's 3-3. It's a tie, and then they can they can still fight it out.
Okay, but in that case, they shouldn't have even read the second one because all they need is one vote. Oh, I guess they do because okay, never mind. All right,
because it's like the majority of the votes that are in the urn.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that if they were to lose, so obviously they pulled it off. They Shaheen and Joe obviously know that they're now that they are fully aligned, like they completely tricked us. If they were to lose again, then all of a sudden it feels like if you're Shaheen and Joe, all of a sudden you feel really vulnerable because you're like, I don't think we can break them, and I don't think we can. So like I don't think we can get them to split. So do I have to turn on, if you're like Shaheen, or do you think like I have to turn on Joe? Because if not, because if not, he's gonna, if not, we're gonna go to rocks, and I don't want to go to rocks.
Yeah.
I am just hopeful that they don't lose again, even though it's the cursed tribe.
I don't know, cursed tribe.
Because they had the win, they had the commanding lead in the challenge, and they just couldn't do the fucking puzzle.
They made the mistake of saying before the challenge that they're going to win.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they all say that before the challenge, and they only like show it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dusty. Yeah. This is a pure show. They do not shape narrative. They only document it.
Of course.
I don't know. I mean, I do think the tribes are more balanced now, and so even though they're down one, I don't think that means they're now cursed and like I think the next, because it's also the drama is starting to pick up on the other tribes, and I'm like, again, I just want to follow all of those like little fractures that are occurring.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Joe is safe. Don't roll your eyes, Tori.
He is very nice. He's very nice, but look, I lost pizza.
Mm-hmm.
You did. But I've also grown sort of attached to Stunt Guy. He really,
Oh my
David?
God.
Yeah. I bought into his story.
Ugh.
I know. White dudes.
Meanwhile, Dustin does not like Mary. That's what I'm hearing.
No, I love Mary.
He's
I'm the biggest fan of Mary.
You didn't pick her, Dustin. You didn't pick her as your winner.
I almost picked her,
but you didn't.
She was my second choice, but I have to go with the dad.
All right. Well, that's Survivor. Dustin, we're not going to talk about it, but are you caught up on Australia?
Yeah, I haven't seen today's, but I
haven't
saw.
Seen today's either,
okay, yeah. I'm otherwise caught up to where another non-elimination episode, which are frustrating, but they at least are interesting in the way that they do the non-eliminations.
And they definitely mix. Their mix-ups are more about like forcing people to scramble and not.
Yes.
Everyone has an advantage.
Right.
Or lost their vote.
I am still all in on Miles.
Really?
I love that guy.
Miles is good. He's done a really good job scrambling.
I don't care for the nickname, but
yeah, nobody cares for the nickname. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. We're also not talking about Australian Survivor because not enough people watch it.
This is an American show.
Even though, if you were to look for several Survivor things on YouTube.
They're there.
You might be able to find some clips.
Mm-hmm.
Some long clips. Remember, if you're looking for Survivor, make sure that you look for several things on Survivor on YouTube. Anyway, all right. Dustin talked about his White Lotus fetish thing.
I don't have the fetish. What? No, I don't have a. They have a fetish.
But I guess you guys have. You can talk about it.
Wait, you haven't watched Severance?
You didn't watch
I'm
it.
behind on Severance.
I know
something happens, and there's like stuff. I don't know.
It was a good finale, but I will admit, like the show once Irving left, and until I know how he's coming back, my investment in it definitely decreased. And that's not to say like, but I get that it's all about like the Helly, Mark S, Gemma of it all, and I thought it was a very good finale.
It was really weird, and that's what made it great. I mean, the band performance coming out.
Gwendolyn Christie showing up.
Holy shit!
With the lamb or goat or whatever the thing was, the goat, Emil. All of it. It was very strange and it was good, and I definitely enjoyed it. I did recognize that like there was something about not having John Turturro in an episode of Severance that does impact my.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I almost lost interest in the show after the last 2 episodes, but this one brought me back.
Oh yeah. It was a solid finale. And hopefully the show will be back sooner than.
Yeah. The cliffhanger was pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
So we'll catch
I'll
up.
watch it at some point. I'm not like.
Well, you got 3 years.
Maybe 2.
They'll be back sooner than that.
They'll be back sooner.
Probably. Look, what's going to happen? Is there going to be another strike?
Damn.
There won't, because there's nothing to strike against. So
yeah. When does the contract run out? Like
2026. Yeah.
And AI will have taken over by then.
You know what? I don't think so.
Oh, good.
I'm feeling every day. I feel a little more confident that not that AI will be removed from our lives, but that it's going to end up in specific. It's going to end up in specific, sectors and segments of business, even of like film and television. But it's not going to wholesale destroy everything.
Right.
But
it'll just destroy the environment.
Honestly, while I was watching the Severance episode, I was like, AI could never, ever come up with this. It was so beyond bizarre in all the best ways.
Yeah.
I mean, the Milchick dance alone, which, holy shit.
Yeah.
The man dances.
Yeah. He's so good.
He's got moves.
Yeah.
Hey, he danced in season 1 too. It's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I'm glad they brought it back. What was that department called? The Department of Celebration and Merriment or something like that?
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Something like that. It was great. All right. Well, okay. We talked about television. How much time do we have to go through our bracket?
We have, officially, we have 8 minutes. We're not going to do the whole bracket. I think we'll just do the first round. Here's my proposal. We'll do the first round today.
Okay.
Next week, we'll figure out how much we want to do. We could do the whole thing.
Potentially finish it, yeah.
Or we could do one round and then finish the last one. We do have some people who have demanded the opportunity to weigh in near the end, so we'll see.
Right, and we haven't discussed this. I am anti that. It's no. Hear me out. It's our shame.
I don't want to hear you out. No.
What do you mean you don't want to hear me out?
I am pro that because I want them to choose the show that you should be most shameful instead of the show that tortures Dustin.
I don't think that they should
That's
be
the
allowed to choose. I think I'm okay
Yeah.
with someone weighing in. I
Yeah.
think that it ultimately remains our vote.
Yes. I'm okay with an outside perspective. I
Yeah.
don't think they get the final decision.
Okay.
2-1.
Because, and I will
Democracy.
say, as much as I thought I was going to come into this wanting to make it's not making you suffer. I'm trying to enrich your life.
Yeah.
I do think that the shows that we've selected have some enticing avenues that we could go down, and I think we'll make it very hard to. I'm going to have a very hard time with one. I'm not like gunning for you. There's some like actual. I might actually play this one legit.
I'd appreciate that. And there's
We'll
no
see.
Mandalorian on that, so that's nice.
Well, it's not the
I
end
mean, you've
of
seen the
the
Mandalorian.
year
Yeah.
list. Yeah.
Dustin, I just want to state for the record, I am gunning for you. And it's my hope that whatever comes out of this is the show that you least want to watch.
I don't.
That
Okay.
tracks.
No, because I really want him to watch Mr. Show.
What?
I really want Mr. Show, but I know it should be Cowboy Bebop. But also, I really want him to watch Mr. Show.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what
We'll see what
happens
happens.
coming out of the bracket. All right,
Okay.
let's start. So again, just as a reminder, 16 shows we have selected. There are 4 regions, 4 shows each. 4 are shows Dustin has never seen. 4 are Tori, 4 are me, and 4 are wild cards, which are like at least one of us hasn't seen.
Right.
Let's start in the Dustin region. So the first
This one.
matchup is The Shield versus The Comeback. Long-running FX drama series, kind of like up there with The Sopranos as like the start-ish of anti-hero TV. Even though it's not as lauded, but it's definitely, definitely part of that early era. And then The Comeback, which
It's
was
where
Lisa
Kurt
Kudrow's.
Sutter came from.
It is where Kurt Sutter
Yes.
came from. It's also, I feel like, not that this is where he came from, but it's like the first show that I think people really recognize Sean Ryan as like a creator.
Mm-hmm.
And then The Comeback was the Lisa Kudrow HBO show, which actually I've never seen either. But,
Yeah.
it's kind of like
And then
fictionalized version
Tori.
of itself.
Tori,
Right.
have you seen The Shield?
No,
No. Okay. All right.
I'm sure I'll hear about that later.
So Dustin, you haven't seen either of these. Do you have a vibe on these?
I would probably go with The Comeback just because it's a half-hour comedy. And I like Lisa Kudrow a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I also I've watched a lot of Kurt Sutter, obviously.
Right,
Yeah.
but also Walton Goggins comes out of The Shield.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Also, I just don't feel like anyone sits there and goes like, "Oh, you've never seen The Comeback?"
Yeah.
Like that's not
Like which
really
one's more shameful?
It's The Shield.
Well, The Shield is more shameful. Is that what we're voting on? What's more
there's a
shameful?
criteria.
Or
There's a lot.
I don't really
we're
feel that
balancing a
much
lot of
shame
different
about
interests.
either.
Well, right.
But if I had to watch one, I would prefer to watch The Comeback.
Okay.
I'm voting for The Shield.
I'm voting for The Shield.
Fuck you both.
Dustin, I don't know what your problem is. This is a democracy, The Shield moves on to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
The other matchup in Dustin's bracket is This Fool, the beloved Hulu comedy, versus Outer Banks, a show that Dustin's children selected and said has to come out of the first round.
Okay,
You
so
can't
we vote.
define
I'm
my
voting.
kids.
Yeah, Outer Banks.
So we're voting for Outer Banks, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm
what
Outer Banks
is
too.
Dustin? Do you know yet what Outer Banks is about?
Based on my kid's description, there is a scavenger hunt, treasure hunt, murder mystery, surfers, I think.
Okay.
Like
Sounds
young, attractive people on an island,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a murder, and they look for things.
All right.
Perfect.
Cool.
And thank you, I will tell them, and that's really all I needed out of this entire experiment.
All right. I'm going to move next to the Dan bracket because I think we have an order here in which things should go, and I think the Dan bracket is the like we're we are progressing. We are
Sure.
building up.
Yes.
This is not the finale. This is not the main event. So in my bracket, the first matchup is The Americans versus Stranger Things. I feel great shame about The Americans. It's a show that I know I would love. It's also a show that is in like the era of FX that I watched the one season show about the boxer, which I'm
I
forgetting
remember
the
Lights
name
Out.
of. Yeah, Lights Out. Like I watched that and it was really good. It only went one season, but I never watched The Americans, so I don't know what's going on there. But Stranger Things, I know I'm supposed to have watched it because it's like a cultural moment, but I don't know. I missed it. What do you want from me? Those kids are like 30 now. So.
I would only lean. The Americans is clearly the superior show.
Yeah.
Stranger Things is still running, so that's kind of interesting because the final season is not out yet.
Yeah.
And the first season of Stranger Things is really, really good television.
Right.
The rest of it is, Netflix.
The rest of it has moments, but yeah. I mean, I think I'm bummed that these two shows got pitted against each other because I don't think it's fair. I think that I would have.
These matchups were random, by the way.
I know, but but it wasn't like all of the shows mixed together. It's like it's yours, so it's going to be one of the four, and I get it. It's just I think of your shows, these were kind of the two polar extremes of like probably the most egregious, like the best quality, the one that you genuinely are ashamed of, and the one that like it's just kind of an interesting choice. Like I liked having Stranger Things on the list as an option.
Yeah.
But I think we have to knock it off. I think it has to be The Americans.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. Yeah.
All right. The Americans moves on. Sorry, Stranger Things. Maybe someday. I could watch like the first season, like I did Umbrella Academy, and then be like, all right, I get it. And I can watch the Kate Bush scene or whatever. That's supposedly good, right?
That's like in the fourth season, but sure, yes.
The other matchup in my bracket is The Leftovers, which...
the greatest television show of all time.
This is what Dustin keeps claiming to tell me. I mean, I'm sure it's good. I just have never seen it. And then Dark, which is the show that Dustin and Tori both think I should have seen. And
yes.
They're both 3 seasons, right? I think.
Yes.
Yep.
The Leftovers, actually, they're both kind of perfect. I don't think The Dark was perfect television, but it wrapped up perfectly.
Yeah.
Leftovers had a weak first season, not a week only compared to the second and third season. It's a great season, but once Damon Lindelof was freed from the source material, it really took off. I'm obviously a Leftovers because it is my favorite show of all time.
I have enormous respect for Dark. I think I would like everyone to watch it, but I also understand that like maybe it's not the most shameful thing to have not seen a random weird German Netflix show.
Right.
Like I get it. It's
Is it
fine.
shameful for me to have seen an episode of 1899 but not this?
Yes. Well, no, because I think 1899 they were trying to be a bit more mainstream with it, but like it didn't work.
No.
Sadly. What I am sad of is like if the fact that you actually gave 1899 a shot, because I do wonder if you had tried the first episode of Dark, if you would have continued with it, because it's the payoffs are much quicker and constant in Dark. But I will go with Leftovers because also I haven't seen it and I would kind of like to watch it. So,
all right, Leftovers moves on. 2 sweeps in my division, so not that close. All right, we're gonna move next to the wild card.
Why are you saving mine for last?
Because yours has the most terrible matchups in the world. Your
agree.
4 should be a Final Four, and it's not.
I agree.
There, 3 of them will be gone by next round.
Okay, fine.
All right. So first off, a pretty easy matchup, I think. The powerhouse Felicity, the scrappy underdog Cowboy Bebop.
Oh yeah.
Dustin, do you have anything that you could possibly say?
J.J. Abrams' first show.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Kerry Russell was discovered. It was where Jennifer Garner got her start. Scott Foley, Scott Speedman, Donald Faison was in it. Greg Goonberg was in it. I mean, it's a wonderful fucking show. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to win.
Yeah, no, Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. Cowboy Bebop moves on.
Yeah.
And it will
Because it's an institution, Dustin.
Yeah.
So is Felicity. You
Was
know.
Felicity
Not in the
remade
same way.
by another country
Yeah.
the way that Cowboy Bebop was?
Not
Like,
yet.
did Keanu show up to play? Or not Keanu, sorry. Why am I thinking of Keanu? Did John Cho show up to play Felicity?
And tear his ACL.
No, but John Cho is in the first season of Felicity.
Fuck.
All right, so there are some pluses to Felicity.
All right, fine. But
Granted,
still...
he's like a random college student that's in like one scene, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that's like being like, who is it? Isn't Pedro Pascal in like a random episode of Buffy?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But Dash Mihawk is in it too.
Who?
Dash Mihawk from Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet.
That's right.
And a lot of other stuff. All right, Cowboy Bebop moves on. The next matchup, X-Men the Animated Series. So did we determine this is the 90s one?
I think we were.
Or did we? I don't know if we ever did.
No, I don't think. I think we were kind of like we might mix it up and have some of the original and some of the 97.
Either way, X-Men animated versus Mr. Show. It might be academic because Mr. Show is a sneaky powerhouse.
Yeah.
And Mr. Show is one I haven't seen and would actually like to see.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Mr. Show.
So it's putting our desires against, like, we want you to watch it.
Yeah.
But is it right to make you watch it when you want to watch it?
So here, I'll be upfront. Like, as much as I want to make you watch a cartoon, I'm satisfied. Like, between the two, between X-Men and Cowboy Bebop, I'm satisfied that Cowboy Bebop is moving on.
Yep.
I just, it had not been on my radar that you'd never seen any Mr. Show.
That does seem jarring.
It's just so wrong considering how many people are in that show.
And you're actually the right age for it too.
Yeah.
Like, this is not like us being like, this show that you didn't watch. I was in
college. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, no, like you were perfectly situated to watch the show.
I'm no excuse.
So I'm voting Mr. Show. Like, the fact that you're going to enjoy it aside, because I think part of it is also knowing Mr. Show. It's like, I think you're interested in it academically. I think you will start watching it and be like, I'm not that into it, and there's still a part of it, and the idea that, like, well, you have to continue watching a whole season or something like that would still make it really, because some of it's very dumb, some of it is brilliant, and you just don't know what you're gonna get. So
I think Mr. Show moves on.
Yeah,
Mr. Show moves on.
Yeah.
All right. Pause 1 second. The beer is not sitting well. I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Wait, is he gonna mute?
I don't know. He hasn't muted yet. I can mute him.
Well, I don't think he has the microphone stand, right?
Oh, right.
Like, he's not carrying the microphone with him.
Hopefully. Well, I muted him anyway, just in case.
Okay, just to be safe. All right, so we're moving on to mine.
Yeah, so our last two matchups are in the Tory region. This is the bracket of death. If it was a World Cup, this is the one group that everyone's like, why the hell are all of these four going up against each other? Because
Yeah, okay. But one thing, so we lumped Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul together,
yes,
which I understand because I have not seen either of them, and it's a huge, and they are linked.
hmm
But for the purposes of the bracket, like I feel like we have to pick one. I don't think we can. Are we really saying that like if that wins, we're watching both?
no, but I think if that wins, we would find some way to make a. I think we'd try to find a way to make an experience for you that you could get to at least start Better Call Saul. I think.
Okay.
I mean
Yeah.
that at least that's what my goal would be, because especially like season 1 of Saul, I don't think you really need to know. Like there are obviously there are definitely characters who come back, or
Yeah.
who come before because it's the prequel, but you know what I mean. Like there are people who were in Breaking Bad who end up in Better Call Saul, and I don't think that many of them show up that early. So I feel like I feel like we would probably, like, my off the cuff, plan would be to give you a few episodes of Breaking Bad to give you a sense of Saul, and
Yeah.
then you could, and then
Watch
we'd
a bit
watch
of
season
Saul. Yeah. Oh.
1.
I don't think you could watch Breaking Bad and stop.
No, but I think we could. I literally think it would be like just a couple episodes of Saul, just to give a vibe.
Oh, okay, all right.
And then do like season 1 of Saul or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We have to see if we get there. First off, it has to face off against Mad Men, which Justin tells me is one of the greatest shows of all time.
You haven't seen Mad Men.
I've seen enough Mad Men. I saw some Mad Men. I've been told that I stopped before it got really good, which is probably true. But
that's insane because it was really good from the beginning.
I watched the whole first season, and then I got to the end of the first season and the Kodak speech, and I'm like, great, I get it. And again, I know that there are more things that come later.
I think that Mad Men is the perfect show for like a literary major.
What about a computer science major?
Were you a computer science major?
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
You're a television writer from a computer science. I had no idea.
Who here do you think was a literary major?
I don't. I'm just saying it would be.
Right, but you're talking to us.
Yeah.
What were you a major in?
Film.
You both took film majors? That's weird.
Well, no. What?
I did film.
I don't know why that's weird.
Yeah. Well, I technically did creative writing as well. But.
Oh, I did creative writing. Well, I did like 17 minors and like 2 major. Yeah. I took a lot of classes.
Yeah.
Lit was one of them. Film was not.
I had to take literature classes to graduate, but it wasn't like whatever. No. Okay, so Mad Men, it's about like ad guys who like cheat on their wives, right?
It's like John Hamm, but not funny John Hamm,
Right, yeah.
Okay, sure. Oh my God. Rocky will kill you both.
But I like funny John Hamm. I like it like Fletch.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Sure.
Rocky likes that.
There are some funny moments. Yeah, look, Mad Men is just one of the most brilliantly written, acted television shows ever.
It sounds really serious, though.
It is serious.
It's about like the 60s and how like it was not great for like men or women, mostly women. But
mostly
like honestly,
women, yeah.
but the men are kind of also not doing great because they're just like drinking and not happy.
They're not going to therapy. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they're not going to therapy.
Yeah.
It was just, they don't write them like that anymore, man. But I will. What was the other one?
It's Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul. So the combo.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So those two are pitted against each other. So
Dustin, you suddenly sound very drunk. I don't know if you are.
I really think that the French toast beer had been fermenting for 6 years. It really fucking. I had like four drinks and it just really went to my head. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Breaking Bad on this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Even though I love Mad Men.
Well, Tori can watch it next time.
You can't watch one episode or one season of Mad Men. You can't. You just got to watch it all.
You kind of can.
I'm happy to go with Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, because I actually do want to watch Better Call Saul. It's just the combo of the two that's always been like, it just seems like a lot to get through. Yeah. So having you guys guide me through that, and I like Bob Odenkirk. I didn't never watch Mad Men because I had no interest in Mad Men. I think the cast is great. I just
oh my god, Mr. Bob Odenkirk is going to end up facing himself.
Yeah.
Depending on this next one.
Well, our last matchup. This is the one that hurts me the most personally. It is Justified versus *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Oh,
because *Halt and Catch Fire* is my favorite AMC show of all time, even more than Lodge 49, which I love and no one else saw.
Yes, you did.
But I mean, especially if it was Justified season 2, all of a sudden it's like you're up there with like one of the best seasons of TV of all time, I think.
Like probably Mad Men or something.
Like I don't even know what Mad Men is compared to.
I don't know.
Compared to this.
I think for Tori, see, I can't even figure that out for Tori. I'm like,
I can't either because I'm like,
it's
like
them
Lee
both
Pace
so much.
Right.
Lee Pace.
Yeah.
But like
the first season of *Halt and Catch Fire* was weak.
It was not
but
weak.
But once you get past that first season, holy shit.
It's weak in the way that The Leftovers first season is weak, where it's just not as good as the rest of it.
No, that's not even true.
Dustin,
*Halt and Catch Fire* first season was like weak compared to other television shows, period. It was not a good season.
It was a fine season.
But
it had the most Lee Pace out of all 4 seasons. You have to admit
that. Wait, it's a decrease in Lee Pace?
It's shockingly a decrease in Lee Pace, and yet the quality of the show goes up.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't think that doesn't make sense.
It somehow does make sense.
Yeah. He was the selling point for the show, but once they became an ensemble, it really took off.
But it really becomes about Carrie Bechet and Mackenzie Davis.
Right.
Yeah. And Justified is a brilliant show, but it does have some bad seasons.
No, but again, we would be watching season 2.
Well, shit. If it's just if we're talking about season 2,
I mean, we're not watching the whole thing. What do you think we're going to watch?
Yeah,
like 6 seasons of a show.
Oh, that is a lot. If it is just because if you watch *Halt and Catch Fire*, you would basically have to watch the whole thing.
Right.
To really like Mad Men, it doesn't make sense unless you watch the whole thing. And I even think that with *Breaking Bad*. But *Justified*, you could just watch the second season. So for that reason and that reason only, I'm going with *Justified*.
I do think that even though I believe Tori would enjoy both of these shows quite a bit, I think for Tori, I think *Justified* is the bigger. Like *Justified* is just a show that I think you just have a lot of fun, and I think not that *Halt and Catch Fire* isn't fun, but it's like a slow pondering fun, whereas *Justified* is just fun generally.
Yeah,
and also with the second season, you don't really need to watch the first season.
Yeah.
To make it make sense. In fact, it would make less. The Walton Goggins character changes so much between the first and the second season that it's almost as though you don't need the first season. So yeah, I'm with *Justified* too.
All right, there we go.
He starts out as like a white supremacist character, and then they like, oh shit, people like this guy, and we don't want him to be like a Nazi. So they basically.
That.
I mean, also he died in the pilot originally.
Oh yeah.
He died, and then they realized, oh wait, we have Walton Goggins. Let's keep him around. And then so they kept him. I mean, you didn't see him die, but he was supposed to die. And then they decided, you know what, let's keep him around, and he ends up being, the linchpin of the whole season or the whole series arc, really.
And honestly, of all the shows, if I had to watch one season, except for The Leftovers season 2, I would pick Justified season 2. Just the Margot Martindale of it all. Like that's why she's Margot Martindale character actress.
Yeah,
is that season of television.
I will say, like, I for my stuff, I'm pretty much just leaving it up to you guys. As long as you come to a consensus, I'm fine with it. But I do think, like, it is. I mean, it is a funny one where it's like, I get that Breaking Bad, Mad Men, those are like the two big ones that that's a hard decision. But between Justified and *Halt and Catch Fire*, it's really, they're two shows that I know I would like. And actually, like, I would rather watch those than the first matchup. Like, these are the ones that I actually care about that are on my list.
Which is why it's terrible that
they're
one of
against
them
each
has to
other.
go.
Yeah, I know, but it's totally. I do think, like, of what everyone has said, like, I feel like Justified is the show that I ought to see.
Yeah, and the fact that I now know that Dan was a computer science major makes *Halt and Catch Fire* make so much more sense.
Yeah.
But it was a great show, but Justified.
Okay, it's Justified.
Right. We have completed the first round. It was excruciating. But we have eight shows remaining. The egregious 8. I don't know. We'll come up with that. Tori will come up with that.
I think, yeah.
No, I like egregious.
I don't know where it's going to go, but after this conversation, if Justified doesn't make it again, I'm going to be just really heartbroken.
Well, how are we doing the? Do we match up within the same region?
Oh yeah, so next round
week is going to be Justified.
Next week it has to go up
Breaking
against
Bad.
Breaking Bad / Better Call Saul. So that's again going to be a brutal match. I mean, next round has no easy matchups. The Shield versus Outer Banks, which you'd think is an easy matchup, but Dustin's kids are involved.
My kids are very cute.
Cowboy Bebop versus Mr. Show, another brutal
That's
one.
gonna hurt.
Yeah, and then the Americans versus the Leftovers, which is probably gonna hurt Dustin more than either of us. But still.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
So a lot of tough choices to be made, but those will be made next week. Because right now it's time for us to end this show. So
yes.
Have a good night, Dustin. Are you okay?
Yeah, are you
I
okay?
am okay.
Okay.
Just queasy.
Oh, no.
But I was bragging to my son yesterday that I have not puked since 2000 25 years I have not vomited.
Until just now.
I didn't. I got very queasy, but I did not vomit. And
congratulations.
Thank you. Hopefully I won't.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Happy
night, everybody.
250.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting.
Ugh.